Hey, so I've been in an account management position for about 6 months, and I'm going to talk about the top three things that I've learned from promoting from an SDR to an account manager. So, a little bit about me. I'm from Ireland, and I moved to Amsterdam 3 years ago to pursue a career in tech sales. I worked as a SDR for about 2.5 years, and during my time as an SDR, I learned a lot of skills. I learned how to call people with determination. So don't get demotivated. Let's say if I speak to a lot of people in the morning and the calls aren't going so well, continue to call in the afternoon. I've learned how to be optimistic if I'm not about to hit target. Say towards the end of the month, I've got 10 days left and I'm like, oh, I'm never going to hit target, and boom, make it happen. That's very, very important to be able to do that in sales, in my opinion. And the third thing is just having that grit. So day in, day out, building that consistency. Something I'm very proud of is that I never miss target as an SDR. I hit target every single month. That's something I'm very, very proud of. And from promoting from an SDR to an account manager, the skills I've learned I didn't realize how important the skills from an SDR role would transfer to a role in an account management. So, for example, I think as an SDR, you make a lot of calls, you do a lot of outreach, and I somewhat expected that to not be as important when you move role. But it's equally as important if you want to overachieve target, be a top performer. So in my role, I'm managing quite a few accounts, and if I want to get in contact with those accounts, I have to pick up the phone and call them. The only reason they'll call me is if they want help with a quote, which is a beautiful inbound sale. If they have some type of query regarding support, billing, product, then I can guide them to the right department. But if I want to generate revenue, I need to pick up the phone and call these people and say, hey, how can I help you? I'm here to help you. I'm Henry. I am your dedicated account manager, and I'm here to help you grow your business. You growing means my revenue grows, so it's a win-win situation. And that's something that I think is underestimated in sales, is that you always should outreach. Outreach is so, so important. Whether you're speaking with, 5 accounts or 100, outreach is important. And the second thing that I've learned from promoting from an SDR role to a account management role is being optimistic. I touched on it briefly. So imagine this. You have a target of getting 30 meetings booked for the month. It is November, and it is November 22nd, and you are on 10 meetings held. You somehow need to get 20 meetings held by November 31st to hit your target. And that is a really, really tough thing to do. But having done that, having gotten to a place where I'm like, I'm not going to hit my target, having this horrible feeling of like, oh, I should have done more, blah, blah, blah. To then transferring that energy to like, let's do this. Let's make as many calls as possible. Let's have fun with this. Let's speak to all of these clients with as much energy as possible. And let's see if we can hit target. Because what a story that would be. And doing that is just feels so exhilarating. Like to be behind on target and to then hit it. It's such a great feeling because it shows that if you believe that you can do something, you will get it. And I couldn't speak about that with any more passion because I believe it to be so true. If you believe you are going to be able to hit your target, you can and you will. If there's doubt and you're unsure, that's going to transfer into your results. So that's the thing for me is, the first thing is maintaining outreach, recognizing how important that is. The second thing is understanding how important it is to be optimistic and believe that hitting target is possible. So having that belief is so powerful. And the third thing for me, which also I learned from promoting from an SDR to an account manager, is how organization and prioritization is so, so vital. So in the SDR role, the way I see that role is it's a really, really simple role, but it's incredibly difficult to do well. What I mean by that is the job, the goal of the role is to book a certain amount of meetings per month, book those meetings via outreach through cold calling, outreach through emailing. Maybe there's other resources you have in your company. And that's the role, right? The role is to just hit those targets, get qualified leads in for the account executive. Now, where the role gets more complicated is if you get caught up in internal work, if you get caught up in trying to write the perfect email or trying to craft the perfect message, rather than sticking to numbers and be like, look, if I call this amount per day, email this amount per day, I would hit my number. And the account management role is very, very similar in that the goal of my role is to increase revenue, right? Reduce churn, maintain revenue. And that's a very simple role in terms of what needs to be done. But it's very easy to get lost in the mundane activities that can take up a lot of time. And for me, what I've learned, what I'm relearning is prioritizing the key outputs, the key actions, the key behaviors that actually influence my role, my target, and help me become a top performer. Because ultimately, that's what I want to do. So I'm going to keep this video short and sweet. It's about 6 minutes long, 7 minutes long. I'm on my lunch break. I'm about to bring the dogs out for a walk. You might be able to hear them barking. And yeah, well, look, have a great day and speak soon.